Vikings Explorer sale ends soon. Book your next voyage before 31 March to secure free flight offers. See your Viking agent or visit Viking.com.
Carl, can a can of...
Do.
Dog smell?
Can do.
bin juice stink?
Of course it can. You can eliminate more germs and odours with Glen 20 every day. It's the Can Do Can.
Well, thank you, England. You've sent us all your robes.
I wish you told me it was going to be this dressy.
Just said dressy.
Yeah, you didn't say dressy, did you?
If no one challenges anything, nothing ever changes.
Some say these bikinis shouldn't be banned. Not Roberts.
Put some clothes on yourself.
I've got clothes on, more than you.
The brand new season of £10 Poms, now streaming only on Stan.
The Nick Scully Autumn Sale has been extended with up to 50% off selected lines. Save up to 50% at the Autumn Sale, extended until Sunday at Nick Scully.
The Plush new season sale has been extended with up to 40% off selected leather and fabric sofas, recliners and armchairs. Save up to 40% off at the Plush new season sale. Extended till Sunday.
I am falling in love with you, and I hope this is forever.
Ryan, I'm not a rehabilitation centre.
You've genuinely made my life better just by being in it.
This Sunday is must-see television.
Paul, I was yours, and you ruined it.
I'm still in love with you. On 9 and 9 now.
There's no more indulgent treat than Domino's new lava pots. Decadent handcrafted pots oozing with choc lava, dusted with icing sugar and drizzled with a creamy glaze. Swing by for a 2-pack at Domino's.
Book now and fly free with Viking. Explore all 7 continents with no kids, no casinos and all-inclusive pricing.
Hurry, Vikings Explorer sale ends soon. Book your next voyage before 31 March to secure free flight offers. See your Viking agent or visit Viking.com.
Hard to reach stains? Try Harpic Fresh Power Tablets. Simply drop and go to help remove stains. Clean where the brush can't reach with new Harpic Fresh Power cleaning tablets. For easy toilet cleaning, try Harpic tablets today.
11 essential vitamins and minerals, low GI, protein, high in fibre. It's amazing what they squeeze into an up and go.
We squeeze more good stuff in, so you can get more out. Also available in no added sugar.
We all need fibre for our digestive health, but 70% of Australians don't get enough each day. Good thing Metamucil gummies are an easy way to get prebiotic plant-based fibre, with more fibre than a whole cup of broccoli. Metamucil gummies, the easy way to get your daily fibre.
You know, the only place you can watch footy live this Saturday is Fox Footy.
The Plush new season sale has been extended with up to 40% off selected leather and fabric sofas, recliners and armchairs. Save up to 40% off at the Plush new season sale. Extended till Sunday.
Unfortunately, something's gone wrong.
If a medical error has left you worse off,
the world can feel like a lonely place. But Slater & Gordon's medical law experts could help you get the compensation you deserve.
Tonight on NBN News, ready to go. The PM calls a May 3 election the Hunter seat's crucial to forming government. A look inside a Wobber House's rebirth and Tim Zoo fighting for redemption in a Newcastle blockbuster. NBN News, see you at 6.
A new generation holds the power. This year's election now a different ballgame.
They are Delulu with no Salulu.
Join me.
Palm Lake Resort, Pelican Waters, an exclusive over-50s community with waterfront and course-front residences, elegantly curated homes and exclusive world-class facilities. This is your time.
You've found a place of complete focus. You ordered your thoughts and mastered your mind. You're on the train home. Audible. There's more to imagine when you listen.
Was it a big bang? Or a big wave of reggaeton from a Philips 2.0 channel soundbar, just $99.99? It's special you can buy at Aldi's Big Entertainer Sale this Saturday. Aldi, good different.
Get more flavour and more value with Domino's new pizza pots. Delicious handcrafted pots loaded with your choice of 3-cheese blend, Aussie beef and bacon, or our signature pepperoni. Swing by for a 3-pack at Domino's.
Hey, how much is this bad boy selling for?
As I said the last time, I'm just the sign guy.
But you must have heard something on the sign, grapevine, on the DL, sign man on the inside. You can trust us.
We trust you with our lives.
What?
What?
You can tell me the actual price, okay? I won't tell anyone. You wouldn't believe the secrets I keep. I'm in a mother's group. Do you also put the sold stickers up?
No property price estimates trusted by the banks. Download the domain app. Know what we know.
The Nick Scully Autumn Sale has been extended with up to 50% off selected lines. Save up to 50% at the Autumn Sale. Extended until Sunday. At Nick Scully.
I knew divorce would be tough, but I had no idea just how tough the property settlement would be. Bail Boshev sorted it, sorted my ex as well. Thanks, Bail Boshev.
Get it sorted. Call Bail Boshev Lawyers.
Come in to Singers for some mighty weekly specials. Sliced T-bone steak, $22.99 per kilo. Save $10 per kilo. Or lamb loin chops, only $12.99 per kilo. That's half price. And pork loin chops, $10.99 per kilo. You'll save $13 per kilo. You'll find these specials and a whole lot more only at Singers.
If you think the Battle of Brisbane is turning into a friendly rivalry, then think again.
Get ready for a Suncorp scorcher. Stacked with superstars.
There's Zarko, oh, that's brilliant.
Full of feeling and spicy as hell.
Here we go.
Friday night fireworks guaranteed.
Doesn't get much better.
Dolphins Broncos live and free on 9 and 9 now.
Tipping Point Australia, brought to you by Keno Go. Download the app to add thrill to this ad break with Keno Go's $40 million jackpot every 3 minutes.
Coming up on NBN News, the battle begins. An election date set for May 3rd. Anthony Albanese and Peter Dutton make their pitch for your vote. The key seats in the Hunter and Central Coast that will decide who forms government. A woman dies in a fatal crash at Colburn. Police investigating. A look at a Wobber House before it reopens at the end of the year. And in sport, Tim Zoo out for redemption in a Newcastle showdown this weekend. NBN News, see you at 6. Tonight, game on. The Prime Minister calls the election for May 3 and the major parties immediately begin trading blows. The regional New South Wales seats that could decide the result. The family of Taser victim Claire Nowlan devastated as former police officer Christian White avoids jail. King Charles spends time in hospital after experiencing side effects from cancer treatment. And Ivan Cleary calls for calm following the Premier's third straight loss.
This is NBN News with Tyson Cottrill.
Good evening. After weeks of speculations, Australians will officially head to the polls on Saturday the 3rd of May. Prime Minister Anthony Albanese visited the Governor-General this morning to call the election. Now he and Peter Dutton will spend the next 5 weeks crisscrossing the country fighting for your vote. Political editor Charles Croucher begins our coverage.
Ready to go?
Campaign 2025 begins.
Born ready. On the 3rd of May, you choose the way forward. Your vote has never been more important.
The Prime Minister on a drive at dawn to visit the Governor-General. Shortly after, cannon fire across the capital, signalling the end of the 47th Parliament, a large, loud election-starting gun.
Our plan will deliver a stronger economy with low inflation and affordable homes in safer communities. A stronger, safer, better Australia.
This election is a choice between Labor's plan to keep building or Peter Dutton's promise to cut.
The election is on, minority government is coming, and with the major parties offering about as attractive as a dead fish, you can see why.
The Prime Minister to campaign on universal health care, an issue close to his heart.
I was in the same room that my mum was in when, as an invalid pensioner, she got the same care that Kerry Packer got. They're the Australian values.
Election Day will be May 3, a 5-week campaign straddling Easter and Anzac Day, with early voting to coincide with some school holidays.
There could be an increase in early voting and certainly people voting outside of their electorate.
An election about the cost of living, and last night
I give the call to the Honourable the Leader of the Opposition.
A budget reply speech that doubled as campaign manifesto.
It is a sliding doors moment for our nation.
Peter Dutton promising a domestic gas reserve for the East Coast.
And the only way to drive down power prices quickly is to ramp up domestic gas production.
Yeah. Well, it makes very little sense that you would burn the most expensive fuel, that's gas, electricity, on offer a whole lot of the time, and somehow that's going to bring down your power bills.
Thank you very much. Look forward to seeing you over the coming weeks.
Tonight, the power has shifted from the Parliament to the people. Charles Croucher, NBN News.
A fierce fight looms for the PM. During his term, he suffered fallout from the veiled voice referendum and inflation soared. The election is set to be a contest of economic relief and nuclear ambitions, played out in the shadow of global uncertainty.
Anthony Albanese came to power on a wave of optimism.
I want to find that common ground where together we can plant our dreams.
But something else he said that night would capture his government for the next year and a half.
I commit to the Uluru Statement from the Heart in full.
Commitment to the voice in full lacked a critical ingredient: bipartisanship.
This voice model is about empowering the elites.
Australians overwhelmingly rejected the proposal to enshrine an Indigenous voice to Parliament, squandering political capital as well as the referendum's $411 million cost, at a time when households were being squeezed by a falling standard of living.
He's spent the last 18 months completely obsessed about the voice.
Inflation has been public enemy number one for much of this parliamentary term, the Reserve Bank lifting the cash rate 12 times since Labor took power, including 9 consecutive interest rate hikes.
Interest rate cut, Charles, interest rate cut down 0.25.
Australians having to wait until February this year for modest rate relief, the cost of living to be the dominant theme of the 2025 election campaign.
Only Labor has the plan to make you better off over the next 3 years.
We can't afford 3 more years like the last 3.
To form majority government, a party needs 76 of the 150 seats in the House of Representatives. Labor starts with 78 seats, the Coalition 57, the crossbench comprising Greens and Independents. The government is defending 12 seats with a margin of less than 4%, but the ALP hopes to offset expected losses by targeting Liberal seats in Tasmania, plus Green and Liberal seats in Queensland. And whereas a gold coin was the prop of choice last election,
those people on the minimum wage in Australia get $1.
This time around, it's a little green card.
your Medicare card.
Higher rates of bulk billing and cheaper medicines among Labor's healthcare offerings. Its modest tax cuts contrasting with the Coalition's promise to slash the price of petrol for a year.
Australian families need relief now.
The Coalition proposing a nuclear-powered future, Labor renewables. International events may overshadow, even shape the election campaign. How the two leaders respond to emerging uncertainties may prove critical. Having stabilised the trade relationship with China, Australia's facing instability with an old alliance.
A 25% tariff on steel and aluminium.
Donald Trump soon to let fly with his latest tranche of tariffs. Russian aggression in Europe, China prowling the seas.
Andrew.
Prime Minister, what do you say to Australia's strategic competitors who might use the next 5 weeks to cause mischief, be it cyber, military, mis and disinformation?
Anyone who tries that, I say to them, back off.
Game on. Andrew Probyn, NBN News.
Political editor Charles Croucher is in Brisbane tonight, the Prime Minister's first campaign stop, and filed this report a short time ago.
The Prime Minister will begin the campaign here in Queensland, a site of so much disappointment for Labor last election and in previous elections. It is a chance for an opportunity to pick up seats this time around. There are 3 Green seats Labor will be targeting here in the heart of the city, plus a handful of Liberal seats stretching all the way to the far north of the state. It is a wet evening here in the Sunshine State, but this is the site of the start of this campaign.
Peter Dutton would have hoped all eyes today were on his energy policy, but that wasn't the case. More from federal politics reporter Liz Daniels, who will be travelling with the opposition leader.
This is not the day Peter Dutton wanted to have. Less than 12 hours after delivering his all-important budget reply speech, it was blown out of the water in a strategic political move by the Prime Minister, starving the coalition of the oxygen to be able to make a big sell on its new policies of gas reserves and cheaper fuel. But in a sign of what's to come, as the politicians hit the road, so do the attack ads. This travelling billboard targeting the Prime Minister spotted in Canberra this afternoon. Weak, woke and sending us broke. Tonight, Peter Dutton home in Brisbane and gearing up for the political fight of his life.
Across New South Wales, the race is well and truly on in key seats that could decide the outcome of the election. Damien Ryan reports.
The battle lines have been drawn and the troops are ready to roll in the crucial seats which could decide who will lead our nation.
Jerome Laxell, you win, good chance Labor wins again. Pressure's on.
Pressure is on, but you know, the pressure's always on in a job like this.
The seat of Bennelong will come down to the wire, the narrowest margin in the state, 0.04. The Liberal candidate, Scott Young, on a mission to turn the former Prime Minister John Howard's old seat blue again.
It's cost of living. I think people are yearning for strong economic management.
30 minutes drive from Ryde to Parramatta, another front line in the race to rule. A 3.7% swing will hand Parramatta to the Coalition for the first time in 21 years.
They're telling me that under this Labor government, they're really struggling with the cost of everything going up.
It's an argument which will dominate this campaign.
They would be $7,200 worse off per family if Peter Dutton had been the Prime Minister.
Gilmore on the state's south coast will be a rematch of 2022. Labor's Fiona Phillips nudged out former New South Wales Transport Minister Andrew Constance by 373 votes. Another cliffhanger is on the cards. Today, the challenger had a heavy hitter, Federal Shadow Treasurer Angus Taylor, in his corner.
I've delivered before and I'll deliver again.
What they actually have is a plan to put people's taxes up.
On the Central Coast, if you win the seat of Robertson, you win government. The successful streak dating back to 1983 when Bob Hawke swept to power. Right now it belongs to Labor's Gordon Reid.
We have been delivering every day and I've always been accessible to our community.
The Liberals' Lucy Wicks held the seat 3 years ago. She's now banking on a victory, just not for herself, but for Team Dutton.
Life is not affordable or sustainable under this current Labor government, and we need a change.
And there's a newcomer in the battle for Watson. Greenacre GP Ziad Bassouni chasing a 15% swing in Labor heartland to roll Home Affairs Minister Tony Burke.
People were texting me saying, Tony Burke is door knocking, something is happening, there must be, a new era in life. People have not seen that before.
So they're looking over their shoulder?
Oh, 100%.
The writing instructions are clear for the incumbents and the wannabe MPs. Stick to the script and avoid any blunders. They say a week is a long time in politics and they will have to navigate 5 of them.
But so far, so good.
I'm going to vote for him. Yeah, absolutely.
Well, there's one to start with.
Damien Ryan, NBN News.
It's traditionally a Labor stronghold, but the Hunter could play a big part in deciding this election. Recent polls show some seats aren't guaranteed and the campaigning is heating up.
Pounding the pavement in the seat of Patterson, Labor incumbent Meryl Swanson defying the signs at Beresfield.
Out there talking to as many people in Patterson as possible and letting them know that there's a clear choice at the next election.
But the recent polls make the result unclear, favouring the coalition, in a seat teetering on a margin of 2.6%, making Liberal candidate Lawrence Antcliffe a formidable opponent.
The people of Patterson are fed up. They are absolutely sick of being ignored.
The race for the seat of Patterson is now on. Candidates hitting the hustings today with new purpose. Now they have a date to work with.
And the opposition's promise of cheaper fuel has local voters listening.
Well, the tax cuts that Labor has offered is not good. I mean, what's $5?
That'd be more beneficial to everybody overall than the silly $500 tax cut.
Liberal candidate Emma King honing in on the fuel excise cut in her battle for Shortland.
Better than having to wait for some time in the future for 70 cents a day.
She's taking on Labor's Pat Conroy, who holds the seat on a 6% margin.
And what he's proposing now is a temporary measure. What we've proposed is an additional $500 tax cut that brings our total tax cuts to $2,500 for the average worker per year.
And in the seat of Hunter, Labor's Dan Repicoli will go head-to-head with Nationals challenger Sue Gilroy.
If I can take advantage of that diminished margin, absolutely I will. That would be great. I think, we're ready for change.
Looking forward to the challenge and just getting out there and getting on the campaign trail and talking to people.
Jessica Warboys, NBN News.
To other news now, and a 45-year-old man faced court today after being charged over a pursuit through multiple Newcastle suburbs. Ryan Hughes is accused of crashing into at least 5 vehicles yesterday while behind the wheel of an allegedly stolen Kia Rio before being arrested at Hamilton South. He's been charged with 18 offences and remains in custody. A woman has died following a car crash at Colburn. Police say the vehicle left Broke Road and slammed into a tree at about 2:30 this morning. A female passenger died at the scene. The driver, believed to be aged in his 40s, was airlifted to John Hunter Hospital with serious injuries. An investigation is underway. One of Lake Macquarie's grandest buildings, the Wobber House, is set to reopen by the end of the year. Fire gutted the heritage-listed venue in 2019, but it's rising from the ashes thanks to a $6 million rebuild.
100 years of history up in flames. Firefighters desperately tried to save a Wobber House in August 2019, but it wasn't to be. In the aftermath, Lake Macquarie Council set out to rebuild the much-loved asset, a key part of the cultural precinct at Burrigal, enjoying panoramic views of the water.
It's been in Lake Macquarie since the early 1900s, and it is an iconic piece of Lake Macquarie history.
Construction started mid-last year. Council says it's on track and on budget.
Yes, the Wobber House project is on schedule. We're scheduled to finish in the last quarter of this year.
For us at Council, it was really important that we paid homage to the heritage, but also adding that more modern opportunity to really bring it to life.
While the historic facade will be maintained, on the southern side leading to the art gallery, there's a new feature, a curved rammed earth wall. The material sourced from a local quarry, loaded into formwork and compressed.
When that dries, the formwork is pulled away to reveal a quite majestic and stunning structure that looks very organic and natural.
There will also be a 120-seat restaurant, bar and outdoor terraces, with council now calling for expressions of interest from potential operators.
We're really hoping to get someone on board as soon as possible so we can work with them on the kitchen fit out and then really look to open our doors at the end of 2025.
Jane Goldsmith, NBN News.
A hunter man is bound for Japan thanks to his skills with an excavator. He was one of 10 competitors battling it out at Tomigo today as part of a global challenge to find the world's best operator.
With just 10 minutes to show their skills, some of Australia's best heavy machinery operators got to work.
Just picked up a bucket and sent it, really.
The CAT Global Operator Challenge State Final at West Track Tomigo, putting competitors to the test.
It's all about accuracy.
10 of them, including 4 from the Hunter, bringing years of experience to 3 challenges.
Andrew's flying through his passes over there.
The prize on offer?
The winner from here will be competing in Japan at the regional finals later this year. I'd love to go to Japan. I love the culture, I love the people.
Tim Lamb from Edgeworth had his game face on as he tackled the trenching course, tasked with cutting a metre-deep pit to an angle of 45 degrees.
I'm praying for a good result, so yeah, we'll see how we go.
Brett McKenzie from Millers Forest had to carry a 6.5-tonne load over steep, uneven terrain without spilling it.
Went all right, I think. It was close to my tonnage.
Following the Asia-Pacific semi-finals in Japan, the world's 9 best will then battle it out in Las Vegas for a $10,000 prize.
You can walk around for the next 2 years saying, I am the best operator in the world. It'd be like a once-in-a-lifetime event.
And Tim is well on his way, crowned today's winner. Next stop, Japan. Risa Utama, NBN News.
Well, it was a mainly dry day across most of the Hunter, but heavy rain is on the way. Let's take a quick look at the temps now. 25 degrees at Newcastle, 26 at Lake Macquarie, 26 also at Williamtown, 25 the top at Cessnock after a low of 16, 25 also at Singleton. Coming up after the break, breaking news, a plane crashes at Victoria's Avalon Air Show. A hunter man faces court over an alleged scheme to import almost 100 kilos of meth. And Queensland facing yet another weather threat.
A sense of belonging. This is a sentiment we've heard most from the homeowners across our many Palm Lake resorts. New homes now selling. This is your time at Palm Lake Resort.
At Coles, you can do Easter like this or like that, in the garden or off the grid. With Coles Australian boneless pork leg roast, now just $8 a kilo.
I do mine with a mouth-watering honey mustard sauce.
And when it comes to dessert, you can do Easter with all your mates round or with a cuppa on the couch. With Coles' finest luxury chocolate and vanilla Easter egg dessert for $20. Do Easter this way, that way.
It's delicious every way.
At Coles.
When I was in hospital, helping hands came from everywhere so I could get better. Lend yours by donating to Sydney Children's Hospital's Foundation today.
Wouldn't it be nice if things were a little more useful? At Origin, we're making it happen. From helping you go solar to customer service and everything in between. That's all kinds of useful.
65 years ago, this bathroom was in style and this look was on fire. Today, these timeless classics are at unbeatable prices. Quality tiles up to 50% off with Beaumont's lifetime guarantee.
Starting a business comes with what ifs. Like what if I open a barber but people stop cutting their hair? So set your business up right with ANZ and wonder what's the best that could happen.
The Nick Scully Autumn Sale has been extended with up to 50% off selected lines. Save up to 50% at the Autumn Sale, extended until Sunday at Nick Scully.
The Sydney Royal Easter Show is back, and this year we're going awards crazy. Yep, he deserves littlest, loudest cheerer. She's got most pats per minute. Sally's a shoo-in for coolest mum, and Claire's got biggest sugar rush.
Find your happy place at the Sydney Royal Easter Show, and you're sure to be a winner. Grab early bird tickets today and save.
Harvey Norman. Everything you need for sleep comfort and bedroom style. Discover the luxurious and elegant J Queen quilt cover sets. Designed in New York and exclusive to Harvey Norman. Queen size starting from just $169 at Harvey Norman, your bedding specialists.
To a developing story now, and an aircraft has crashed while performing at Victoria's Avalon Air Show. Reporter Ollie Haig joins us live with the latest. Ollie, it happened in front of crowds.
Yeah, certainly right, Tyson. Good evening to you. It happened in front of thousands of people who are watching an acrobatic display of many small planes in the sky. When you can see from this vision, one of those planes came down and appearing to crash just off the runway, as I mentioned, in front of thousands of people who were watching here at the International Air Show, which is just near Geelong. Now, police have just confirmed that the pilot, who was the sole occupant of that small plane, has sustained serious injuries. Here's the moment it unfolded. Now, we are still seeing a heavy presence of emergency services. We did just see some ambulances on the runway just moments ago. It does appear now that the air show for the night has been cancelled. We are seeing a steady stream of people leaving the air show, but of course this will now be subject to multiple investigations, of course including by the Air Transport Safety Bureau. Back to you.
All right, Ollie, thank you. Christian White, the former New South Wales police officer found guilty of manslaughter, has avoided jail for fatally tasering a 95-year-old great-grandmother. Claire Nowlan's devastated family cried and hugged in court as the sentence was handed down and say without jail there's no justice.
A convicted killer who won't see the inside of a prison cell.
Is community service sufficient for taking someone's life?
Christian White effectively handed a good behaviour bond.
Justice and fairness, that's all we wanted.
A near 2-year fight for justice for Claire Nowlan's 8 children, ending today with devastation and tears in the Supreme Court.
It was really disappointing for the family because it was a slap on the wrist for someone that's killed our mother.
Claire was 95 years old, suffering from dementia, using a walking frame and holding a knife, when then Constable Christian White arrived at her Cooma nursing home in May 2023. He negotiated with her for less than 3 minutes before saying, "Nah, bugger it," and firing his taser. She died a week later. Justice Ian Harrison saying the words spoken by him suggest a loss of patience, a fact that only underscores the awful nature of that mistake. A mistake the jury found amounted to manslaughter.
Have you paid the price for killing a 95-year-old woman?
Claire weighed less than 48 kilos, but White claimed she posed a legitimate threat. The judge finding his actions were unreasonable and dangerous, but ultimately an error of judgment at the lower end of seriousness for manslaughter, saying prison would be disproportionate.
It's very emotional. It's hard to sort of process that decision.
Now White's punishment, a 2-year community corrections order, including 425 hours of community service.
Mr White and his family are very relieved at this. They haven't lost sight of the tragedy.
The judge said that Christian White's life has changed permanently and irrevocably because of what he's done. But he's now cleared to return to Cooma to live freely with his wife and daughter. The court hearing, they're now planning on moving away from the community.
They're going to now take their time and move on with their lives.
The Nowlands' only hope, one day they can too. Annalise Bolt, NBN News.
A Hunter man is accused of being involved in a multi-million-dollar plot to import methamphetamine from China. The Border Force intercepted a consignment labelled Universal Transmission Gears when it arrived in Sydney last October, finding 99 kilos of the drug inside with a street value of $91 million. Police allege 39-year-old Justin Allen Crooks was seen handling boxes and wrapping after the consignment was delivered to a storage unit. He was charged in January and faced court in Sydney today. He didn't apply for bail. Queensland is facing a new weather threat just as record-breaking floods devastate parts of the state's far west. More than a dozen warnings remain in place after some towns saw more than 500 millimetres of rain in under a week. Tonight there are warnings across Brisbane with storms and heavy rain forecast. The palace has revealed King Charles has spent time in hospital after experiencing temporary side effects from his cancer treatment. Europe correspondent Edward Godfrey is at Clarence House for us tonight. Edward, tell us, how is the King now?
Well, Tyson, King Charles will be waking up here at Clarence House this morning following an interrupted day. Buckingham Palace releasing a statement overnight our time, which I'll read to you now. It says, following scheduled and ongoing medical treatment for cancer, the King experienced temporary side effects that required a short period of observation in hospital. His Majesty's afternoon engagements were postponed. His Majesty's now returned to Clarence House, and as a precautionary measure, acting on medical advice, his diary program will also be rescheduled. His Majesty would like to send his apologies to all those inconvenienced or disappointed. It's a bit over a year now since the King's cancer battle was revealed. It led to a disrupted 2024, but he did return to full duties later in the year, which kind of kicked off with that trip to Australia and Samoa. We know his plans today have been changed. It's likely, Tyson, that the coming week will see changes too. The Palace does expect his upcoming state visit to Italy, though, to go ahead as planned.
All right, Edward, thank you. Coming up next, a deadly incident on a tourist submarine in the Red Sea. Vladimir Putin warns of an Arctic war as the US continues to eye Greenland. And from New Zealand to Coffs Harbour, the successful end to a record rowing attempt.
The new Hot Honey range has dropped at Macca's with the Hot Honey McSpicy, the Hot Honey Dipping Sauce, and the Hot Honey McCrispy. Embrace the drip at Macca's.
Tripadeal's travel bonus offer is on now. Experience 2-for-1 unbeatable Japan from $4,999 for 2 people, including Qantas flights. Uncover the wonders of vibrant Tokyo. Set foot on mighty Mount Fuji. Visit serene Kyoto and more. And when you book by April 10, earn a $250 travel bonus towards your next holiday. Plus, earn and use Qantas points on every booking. Search Tripadeal now.
Isn't it strange to pay on-road costs for a ute that wants to go off-road? Amarok Style V6, now with free on-roads.
When the lucky country isn't so lucky, it's lucky you're with Amy.
Lucky you're with Amy.
Looking at these scans and
smoking causes 16 different types of cancer. Ones that can kill you fast.
See you later, eh? See you, son!
Ones that can leave you almost speechless. Ones that can change how you see yourself. Smoking causes 16 different types of cancer, and you have one clear way to reduce your risk.
The Nick Scali Autumn Sale has been extended with up to 50% off selected lines. Save up to 50% at the Autumn Sale, extended until Sunday at Nick Scali.
Harris Scarf Greatest Brand Sale is on now. Save 50% or more on full-price tontine. 300 GSM Australian washable queen wool quilt. Save $100, now $99.99. Sale ends soon. Harris Scarf. Great brands, great prices.
Go Harvey Norman for Dyson's new invention that washes hard floors properly. Microfiber rollers use clean water to wash, then finish, cleaning your hard floors, then itself. Powerful hygienic washing of hard floors at Harvey Norman now.
Hi there. Could I please order the satay chicken, please? Oh, hold on. Let's make it a veg stir fry.
Be their hero. There's always a kinder choice.
I'm Lawrence Antcliffe, your Liberal candidate for Patterson. As part of the Liberal team, I'll fight to rebuild the economy, get inflation under control and make housing more affordable. Patterson needs a strong voice and with your support, I'll deliver for you.
Authorised by C-Australian Liberal Sydney.
To breaking news, and a 7.7 magnitude earthquake has rocked Thailand's capital Bangkok, with a high-rise under construction collapsing. At least 43 people are now missing. The quake caused buildings across the city to sway, with thousands of people evacuated. 6 people, including children, have died after a tourist submarine sank in the Red Sea off Egypt. Dozens of others were rescued. One survivor claims the vessel went under with its hatches still open.
A haunting sight just beneath the surface, the sunken tourist submarine tethered to a pontoon. 45 passengers and crew were on board. 6 of them, all Russian nationals, were killed. Among them, 2 married doctors, their children among dozens taken to hospital. The local governor visiting survivors. The vessel was one of 2 operated by Sindbad Submarines, offering adventure tours exploring coral reef and marine life at a depth of 25 metres off the coast of Hurghada. This footage was captured by a passenger on a dive at the weekend. What caused the tragedy is still being investigated. One survivor telling Russian media the vessel started taking on water as passengers took their places. 2 hatches were open. Water started pouring as if the submarine had fallen off whatever it was holding on to. Some managed to swim out, some didn't, she says. The area, which is popular with tourists, has a history of accidents. Last November, 11 people died when tourist boat Sea Story sank near the Marsa Alam resort. That followed 2 other major incidents just months prior. Investigations underway into this latest incident, with Russian police opening their own criminal case. In London, Edward Godfrey, NBN News.
Vladimir Putin is warning there could be an Arctic war as the US plans to take control over Greenland. The Russian president says his country will defend its interests in the region after Donald Trump's repeated comments about taking control of the autonomous Danish island.
We need Greenland for national security and international security, so I think we'll go as far as we have to go.
The Kremlin says it's a mistake to dismiss Trump's talks about Greenland as extravagant. The war of words between the US and Canada has escalated, with the country's new Prime Minister warning the old relationship with America is over. Mark Carney says Canadians must fundamentally reimagine their economy in the face of Donald Trump's tariffs.
The old relationship we had with the United States, based on deepening integration of our economies and tight security and military cooperations, is over.
It follows Trump's latest tariff, a 25% slug on all imported vehicles. To finance, and now that the election's been called, what will it mean for the share market? As Chris Kohler explains, history has a few lessons.
Election years are usually a little stronger for the share market. Governments and oppositions try to outdo each other with policies to boost the economy, and investors respond just like voters do. It's certainly not massive, but this graph shows the average performance of the share market in the lead up to a federal election and after. And you can see a little rise is customary. The ASX is down 2.2% so far this year, so a rally would be nice. As for today, our market fought back from an early drop to finish slightly higher for the day. Gold mining companies and Telstra were among the best. And US real estate company CoStar upped its offer to buy Domain this week to $2.8 billion. It's calling it a best and final offer, but there's no guarantee a deal will go ahead. The property business is majority owned by Nine. Finally, the Australian dollar is buying just shy of 63 US cents, 58 euro cents and 48.5 British pence.
Former footballer Sione Funafuiaki will return to his homeland of Tonga tomorrow in his latest charity mission. He and his Newcastle-based team built new infrastructure at a disability centre there last October, but there's still plenty of work to be done.
Make sure the water run properly, make sure, especially the showers, the toilet has to be flush.
And then there's a school
over there, project over there, that we need to put a new roof on, some windows.
More donations and volunteers are needed for their next trip. You can visit the Sionis Foundation website to learn more. Adventurers Luke Richmond and Grant Rawlinson rowed into Coffs Harbour this afternoon after 22 days on the ocean in a trans-Tasman record attempt. The pair started at the northernmost tip of New Zealand and battled ferocious winds and waves.
As far as we are aware, it is the fastest that human beings have ever crossed the Tasman by human power.
It feels amazing, amazing. Just, I guess to be finally safe again after a pretty brutal crossing and to achieve something pretty monumental.
They were greeted by an enthusiastic group of family and friends and say they're keen to get dry and tuck into a sturdy meal of steak, eggs and green veggies. And that is absolutely deserved. Well done. To sport now with Montanna Clare. Montana, the Bunnies, they're back.
Yes, Tyson, good evening. And they couldn't have bounced back any bigger, taking out the Premiers. After the break, Wayne Bennett's bold statement after South's win over the Panthers. Plus, the Waratahs rocked by another injury just as the star player returns.
Experience 2-for-1 unbeatable Japan from 4999 for 2 people, including Qantas flights. Uncover the wonders of Tokyo, set foot on Mount Fuji, visit Serene, Kyoto and more. Search Trip a Deal now.
Stream, 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 stream when I feel blue in the night and I need you to hold me tight whenever I want you. All I have to do is stream, 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 stream.
Stream Paramount Plus from $6.99 a month.
We're on fire. Huge drop into the water, total chaos.
Sounds wild, especially over the loudspeaker.
Good job, everyone. That was a drill.
Not thinking straight? A Dare Fix will fix it.
The Australian government's Future Made in Australia plan will create well-paid jobs and a stronger economy by making more things right across our country. That's a future made in Australia. Authorised by the Australian Government, Canberra.
Hit the road prepped and packed with Repco. Save 20% on selected ranges, including UHF, Repco seat covers, coolants, dash cams and more. Exclusive to Auto Club members. Ends Sunday. Repco gets you going.
The world is changing, and so is AGL. It's why more Australians are changing to solar, batteries, to electric vehicles, and updating to efficient all-electric homes to save on their bills. Discover how you can join the change with AGL.
It's Tank World's up to 50% off clearance sale. Save up to 50% off our entire range of slimline tanks from 330 to 5,000 litres. All stock must go. 10 days only. Think Tank World. 1-800 68 69 70.
The Plush new season sale has been extended with up to 40% off selected leather and fabric sofas, recliners and armchairs. Save up to 40% off at the Plush new season sale. Extended till Sunday.
Sofas, think Plush.
G'day, good to see you. Oh, that looks great. Oh, it's fantastic.
Find yourself at home.
Harvey Norman, your destination for the latest mobiles. Get a bonus $100 gift card when you buy the new Samsung Galaxy A56 or A36, or up to $150 bonus gift card with the Oppo Reno 13 series at Harvey Norman now.
Wayne Bennett wanted a response from his Rabbitohs and he got the strongest one possible. A 28-18 upset over the Panthers. The result has cast serious doubt over Penrith's ability to remain a premiership threat, but Ivan Cleary isn't panicking.
South Sydney all smiles after claiming the biggest scalp in the NRL.
It's obviously quite satisfying. We knew they were going to come out. They had nothing to lose. We knew they were going to throw the ball around. We thought they did that, so Yeah, look, it is what it is. We'll take 2 points any day of the week.
A fearless opening half exposing the Panthers' notoriously rock-solid defence with 5 unanswered tries. It's a performance Wayne Bennett is happy to admit puts a target on the Bunnies' backs.
Well, I think they always turn up and take notice about South Sydney. Too many quality players there when they're all together there. It's a team you can't underestimate. Penrith had some wonderful players missing, but so did we.
Ivan Cleary refusing to use those injuries as an excuse for a third straight loss.
It's got nothing to do with the players out. At the end of the day, like we're responsible. I'm responsible for the performance. You know, the first half was just comical.
Cleary also urging Penrith's critics to hold fire before completely writing off their premiership defence.
I'm sure no one's crying for us, but you know, you haven't seen the real us yet. So once we do, then we can start making judgments.
Brian To'o brushing aside concerns about another hamstring scare.
I think my glutes are just too tight, but hopefully I can be better for next week.
With South's hopeful try-scoring star Alex Johnston has avoided major damage to his shoulder despite failing to finish his first game back from injury. Nicole Dunn, NBN News.
It's the Battle of Brisbane in Friday night football, with the Dolphins and Broncos going head-to-head. James Bracey and Andrew Johns are at Suncorp Stadium.
Friday night footy, Suncorp Stadium, the scene for the Battle of Brisbane. Hello, Andrew Johns.
Hi, Brace.
We're here in the Sunshine State. We're getting anything but tonight. Torrential rain expected. How does this impact the spectacle between the Broncos and the Dolphins?
Well, it brings them closer together. The Dolphins desperate for a win. Haven't won a game this year. So I think the wet weather suits them. Brisbane like to throw the ball around, so it's probably up to the halves. Whoever kicks the ball best probably wins.
You mentioned the halves. The Dolphins chasing their first win. Izzy Katoa, you're a huge fan and gets a chance to impress against one of the best and oldest in the game.
Yep, I love him as a player, Katoa. Look, his big challenge is moving forward, how he brings 2 players into play. Herbie Farnworth doesn't get the ball, one of the best centres in the comp, and their fullback, Hemiso, never gets the ball in space. So that's the challenge, to get them in space. And then on the other side, Adam Reynolds. I spoke about the kicking game. Yep. You know what you're going to get there. Very experienced player.
So how does this one end up?
I think the Broncos just. I don't think there'll be much in it. Low-scoring game, and I think on the back of Adam Reynolds' kicking game, the Broncos get home.
All right, thank you, Andrew. And despite the rain, expecting a big crowd here, Suncorp Stadium, always a beauty. You can catch all the action live and free on Nine's Wide World of Sports.
In the same week, they welcome back Joseph Swali'i. The Waratahs have suffered another big blow. Max Jorgensen picking up a painful ankle injury in the first half of tonight's clash with the Hurricanes in Wellington. A short time ago, the Tars trailed 38-12 in the second half. Coming up next, Australia's Josh Giddey sends Bulls fans into raptures with a half-court buzzer beater.
Universities matter because of what matters to us, like teachers with real classroom experience, better bushfire detection and prevention, strong biosecurity at our borders, more doctors and nurses, and mould that eats plastic, healthier koalas, safer cars, cleaner water. For more ways universities benefit us all, visit universitiesmatter.edu.au.
Stream, 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 stream when I feel blue in the night, and I need you to hold me tight whenever I want you. All I have to do is stream, 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 stream.
Stream Paramount Plus from $6.99 a month.
Hold this.
Kia, movement that inspires.
Here's to those who have a crack at going the extra mile for a fresh Turkish hairline. Nice upgrade, fellas. Or the ones that put in the hard yards to really train their dog. Good boy. And this daredevil's having a crack at DIYing his own kitchen. But at least when he wants to have a crack on the Sportsbet app, it's fast and easy. Sportsbet, proud supporters of having a crack.
What's gambling really costing you? For free and confidential support, call the number on the screen or visit the website.
The big one is on now at Nissan. Get 1% finance on select Navara models or across the entire X-Trail range when you finance with Nissan. Hurry, the big one ends March 31st. Head into your Nissan dealer today.
Red meat processing is part of our town's story. By employing hundreds of locals, red meat processors are supporting our farmers, truckies, butchers and the community now and into the future. There's more to meat than meets the eye.
I always say profit.
When you book your Big 4 holiday, that go big feeling starts the moment you book.
Sandra?
Hi, hun. We're going to go big. There we are!
The Plush new season sale has been extended with up to 40% off selected leather and fabric sofas, recliners and armchairs. Save up to 40% off at the Plush new season sale. Extended till Sunday.
Self-first thing, Plush.
This report brought to you by Harvey Norman for everything you need in furniture, bedding, home appliances and technology.
Queensland has continued its remarkable revival in the Sheffield Shield final in Adelaide, with the Bulls needing a miracle after being bowled out for just 95 in their first innings. Twin tons from Jack Clayton and Jack Wildermuth have helped them notch up 444 runs in their second dig. They now lead South Australia by 269. Australia's cricketers have hit form in the Indian Premier League. Playing for the Sunrisers, Travis Head's top scored with 47, while Pat Cummins hit 3 sixes from his first 3 balls in a cameo that helped the side to 190. But Mitch Marsh came out on top in the battle of the Aussies, belting 52 from 31 balls to help the Super Giants to a comfortable win. Josh Giddey could have only dreamed of the day he'd sink a buzzer beater in the NBA. Now it's become a reality. The 22-year-old Chicago Bulls star hit a shot from over halfway to take down the Lakers, an incredible moment that could land him a hefty payday.
Down by 1 point with 3.3 seconds on the clock, the Bulls needed a miracle.
Bulls are out of timeouts. 2 seconds left. Giddey for the win.
Josh Giddey taking down LeBron James and the Lakers with a half-court shot that sent the NBA world into a frenzy.
Josh Giddey's a bad man. He's a bad man.
What the did I just look at?
I never made a game winner before. I made a couple layups to put us up with a couple seconds left, but a walk-off like that from half court I've never done before.
Broadcasters went into overdrive.
Good day, mate. Somewhere in Australia, Sydney or Melbourne, Paul Hogan and somebody there, Crocodile Dundee. Oh, Lord.
And an NBA legend was stunned.
Tip your hat if someone makes a game winner from half court.
The 22-year-old Aussie is in line for a contract extension at the end of this year worth more than $100 million. And shots like these will only increase his value.
I don't know if I'll ever do it again, but I'll take this one tonight.
The Falcons are looking to start the NBL 1 East season with a win at home. They host the Sydney Comets tomorrow night. It'll be the first time US import Elijah Stevens has played in front of a Broadmeadow crowd.
I heard that the fans really are rowdy, so I'm excited to get out here in front of them and hopefully get some big-time wins for them.
The Falcons women will open the doubleheader by raising their championship banner. It's little over a week until Tim Tszyu makes his much-anticipated return to the ring. He'll begin his so-called redemption tour in Newcastle, and there's a family record he wants to maintain too. He's fought on the world stage, but nothing quite compares to Newcastle.
I fought in Vegas, I fought in a stadium, 2 stadiums before, but when I was walking out to the Dennis Hogan fight in Newcastle, it was something that I'd never felt before.
This was Tim Tszyu's last bout at the Entertainment Centre.
And straight away, the crowd chants Newcastle.
And it's where the 30-year-old will return to the ring against American Joey Spencer.
I'm not focused on him, focusing on myself. I know what he brings, because it's always going to be a tough challenge, but it's the best me that's going to come in there.
Ready to pounce on his opponent.
like a lion stalking its prey.
The former world champion is not only fighting for redemption after 2 losses last year, but for his family's record too. The Zoos are 50-0 on Australian soil.
The legacy just keeps growing. We're going to add another page next Sunday, but the Entertainment Centre is also 12-0. So there's pressure that comes with that every time someone fights here.
While there's already talk of another world title bout, Tim is firmly focused on Sunday week.
I've made the mistake before to look through my opponent. I'm looking at my opponent and that's it. That's all on my mind.
While it might become Newcastle next Sunday, this weekend the city will play host to its first MMA fight night in more than a decade. One of the headline acts, a local going for a state title. The cage is still being set, but these fighters are ready to take to the octagon.
I couldn't wait. You know, it's been a pretty long time coming to have an event in Newcastle, and I'm very excited to compete at home. Yeah.
Everyone seems to be very excited about it. You know, even the whole community. You know, I think it's very important. I think the community is really yearning for an event like this. It's been about 12 years since an MMA event has happened.
Port Stephens Mackay Austin, the current ACT lightweight champion, is looking to add to his collection and take home the New South Wales belt tomorrow night. Standing in his way, Abraham Lekis.
We know Abraham's a tough guy. We know he likes to come out hard and he likes to put on a finish and likes to put on a show, and we're expecting a tough fight, but he should too.
While another Hunter local, Ronnie Hull, will compete in just his 3rd amateur bout as he aims to go pro.
It's massive. There's a lot of people watching, and I'm not going to lose in front of this many people, I must say, but it is very important.
Promoters say demand for MMA events here is high, with another already on the cards for later this year.
Next event will be in July, so we want Newcastle to get behind this, and it's not sort of like a one and done. We want to bring not only the local grassroots, but we also want to bring like competitors from abroad.
The battles begin at 6:30 p.m. Tyson, that is our look at sport.
Good stuff. Thank you, Montana. Stay with us after the break. Weather is next.
Ekram got F cancer after his mum lost her brave 10-year battle.
These plates mean the world.
Now he's hit an unfair roadblock. A current affair next.
This is more than an off-road truck. It's a truckload of fun. Show your more adventurous side. My Plates, more than a plate.
Reduce the cost of housing by 50%. Fast trains 120 kilometres from the CBD. 20 minutes to the CBD. Affordable homes. Vote 1, Trumpet of Patriots.
Authorised by N. Favager for the Trumpet of Patriots Gold Coast.
Looking at these scans and
smoking causes 16 different types of cancer, and you have one clear way to reduce your risk.
Are you ready to have your life changed? This $10.2 million prize could be just the ticket. Dream Home Art Union Draw 425 is offering the chance to win a brand new complex of 4 luxury townhouses, complete with water views in the heart of Surfers Paradise, as well as $1 million in gold. This life-changing prize could be yours for just a $10 ticket. Search Dream Home Art Union today.
The Nick Scully Autumn Sale has been extended with up to 50% off selected lines. Save up to 50% at the Autumn Sale, extended until Sunday at Nick Scully.
Go Harvey Norman and get serious about sound. Save $97 on Audio-Technica turntable. Save over $100 on JBL Party Box 320. Get immersive sound with this Samsung home theatre soundbar now under $900. Best prices guaranteed at Harvey Norman now.
3 reasons people love their Bellissimo mattress.
Double-sided. My mattress stays comfortable and lasts longer because I can sleep on both sides.
Microcoil.
With 4,000 springs to increase air circulation, it's more hygienic, cooler, has reduced body impressions and less partner disturbance.
5-year comfort promise. My Bellissimo can be reconstructed to create a softer or firmer feel within 5 years for free.
Making mattresses. Nobody makes a better mattress. Nobody.
Go Harvey Norman for up to 20% off HP and Asus computers. This lightweight HP laptop save $130. Asus VivoBook 15 with 1TB storage save over $300. HP Intel Core Ultra 5 laptop now $1,098 at Harvey Norman now.
A help company would get people back on their feet, make complicated stuff simple, and even try to predict the unpredictable. So that's what we're doing. NRMA Insurance, a help company.
More torrential rain for much of Queensland, with the flood situation worsening, and that system is now tracking east, with the wet weather set to intensify across the Hunter over the next 24 hours. If we take a look at the satellite, and you can see that extensive cloud band stretching across the eastern states, which is combining with a low to generate those heavy rains and storms. That system is making its way across central New South Wales towards the coast, so we should see an increase in the rain activity from this evening, with moderate to heavy falls expected for our Saturday. It was a mainly fine and dry start to the day across the Hunter. Just a little bit of cloud around this morning. Still quite humid though. 25 degrees at Nobby's, 26 the top at Lake Macquarie, also at Norah Head, 25 at Tokal and Maitland, ranging between 19 and 25 at Singleton. Tomorrow, the wet weather will intensify with heavy rain expected across the region. We could see some significant totals as well. The good news, it should be fairly short-lived, with those conditions set to ease on Sunday. 23 degrees along the coast in Newcastle, Wallsend, Nelson Bay and Raymond Terrace. 23 also at Singleton, ranging between 17 and 23 at Muswellbrook. Coastal waters information now, and seas 3 metres with a 2.5 metre swell off the Hunter coast. A gale force wind warning is in place as well. The sun is up at about 7 a.m. and it will set just before 7 p.m. The morning low is at 2:42, and again in the afternoon at 3:15. All right, taking a look at the 7-day outlook now for Newcastle, and heavy rain expected tomorrow up to 80 mils. The good news, it should ease on Sunday. Showers lingering for much of the week. Scone, a similar story. Significant rain tomorrow with showers lingering. A little bit of cloud around on Monday and Tuesday. And for Gosford, heavy rain on the way again tomorrow, between 30 and 80 mils expected. And before we go, let's return to that breaking news out of Victoria, where a pilot has been seriously hurt after his plane crashed at the Avalon Air Show. Police have now confirmed the pilot was the sole occupant of the aircraft and is being treated for upper and lower body injuries. They also say the crash occurred a significant distance away from spectators, and there are no reports of other injuries. And that is NBN News for this evening. A current affair is next, followed by the Dolphins and the Broncos in Friday night football. From all the team here, have a great weekend. Good night.
What you're about to witness